Hi, I'm Shioli and I'm from ClearTrust. But today we have our new product here called Agent 91, which is a voice first marketing stack. So think of it like an Alexa for your entire marketing stack. So we have everything from emailing to content creation, and we're right here at booth 173. Right. So uh, essentially, Agent 91 focuses more on voice and text. So we haven't developed it into facial yet. But I think it has worked out really well for us because we have 12 different agents that use voice and behavioral forensics. And it's very important not just for lead integrity, but also for customer attention, because people go back to softwares of intelligence and AI agents that actually have the ability to retain them by being as human as possible. So when you talk about voice, lead integrity, first thing is about picking up on what the spikes in your voice, pitch, things like that, patterns like Claire spoke about. So that secures your lead integrity, which sometimes people miss out on because their only medium is text. And it's very easy to bracket words into positive, negative. It's only OpenAI and very few LLMs that actually pick up on sarcasm and other things like that. So voice is something which I think can be integrated as the future of emotional AI, because it can not only cancel out fake leads, because it's very easy to catch on bots who are pretending to be human through voice, but also ensure that if you have any inbound leads or inbound inquiries, if you have a lot of customers, it's easy to keep them there because it reacts to the customers based on not just their tone, their pitch, and separates what they're saying with how they're saying it and why they're saying it, which is something that we're trying to do at Agent 91. So your marketing is not just text-based. You just don't prompt it, you talk to it. So I think that's very important. I think that is essentially going to be the future. And of course, it would expand to facial depending on your consumers and whoever wants to use it. Right. So, of course, context is really important when it comes to agentic AI, and a lot of new companies that are coming up with it. The problem that we faced ourselves is very difficult to keep your software contextual and your agentic AI contextual, and especially the one that we're working with talks to you, and you can message it and text it as well. So we have 12 different agents that work together. So what happens is a lot of times it doesn't really execute the right way. It doesn't really understand the emotions the right way. And AI has the tendency to get really confused and pitch at the worst moment, or stop the conversation at the wrong moment, or push through at places where people really don't want to have that conversation anymore. So what we're doing right now is we're training it to learn from every conversation, to build context in terms of tone. So for instance, if somebody says, hey, I'm interested, but let's talk about it later. So that can be bracketed as positive, yes, but that's also depending on the tone that they're saying it. And if it's something, if they're speaking very softly, or if they're speaking very loudly, that makes a very big difference in how your AI responds to it. So if somebody says, hey, I'm interested, but let's talk about it later, instead of jumping into the pitch, what we're trying to get it to do is question why they don't want to have that conversation now and table it for later. And is it something that was the reference to the conversation before? Was there something that we said that did not work for them? So it's difficult to train it that way because it's an intelligent agent, but it's not a human being. So yeah, I think that's how we're working on context and pulling the right emotions and reacting the right way, so that this is one of the main reasons why a lot of consumers also drop out, because now a lot of conversations, even consumer onboarding, customer onboarding, it's all becoming automated. You usually talk to an AI before you talk to a person. So that's one of the things that we're working on. And also intent correction loops are something that's very important to build, because the AI needs to know when to jump back into the conversation after addressing the emotion that the customer has put forward. So if somebody is really stressed about using the 1,000 tools and they're talking to an AI saying, give me a solution for this, the AI should first start a comparison between the multiple tools that they're using and why it's causing them stress before it jumps into the pitch of the product that it's supposed to sell. So that cleans out your funnel for your inbound leads, that makes customer retention higher. And that also ensures that once your customers are in, they're able to use your product a lot more efficiently. So context building is one, especially when it comes to voice. And also intent correction loops are something that need to be hardwired into these products so that they can function and they can perform better. Right. So for starters, I think emotional AI, it's not just about customer onboarding that I have mentioned here multiple times. The tools that we're working on are essentially internal marketing tools. So we deal with prompting the most. So when it comes to brands who do not have access to a sophisticated software for behavioral forensics, I think the 80-20 method will be 80% of your fake leads can be killed by just 20% of signals. Like you can pick up on 20% of signals. So the most basic, of course, when it comes to voice recognition, because that's something that we're working on, and emotional AI in voice forensics is intent. So when you're talking to a bot, when a bot is talking to you, it changes intent rapidly. So when they're discussing your product, it changes the reason why it wants to access it within a couple of seconds. And then, of course, it's the very basic tonality. You can always tell with a smooth cadence that it's not a human being. And if you are creating a voice forensics bot, it should be able to pick up on that. And a very basic software should be able to do that as well. And formality spikes are very common in bot-based interfaces. They give vague answers, they're suddenly extremely formal. Even if Notebook LLM is fantastic, but if the right prompts are not given, that also happens with Notebook LLM. It has random formality spikes. It also tends to give very vague answers when probed. So it's important that if you're using voice as an interface for your product, probing gently, asking important questions, that's when a bot usually collapses. So that part of, and of course the emotional AI part comes in, like I said before, like the tone, the conversation, separating the words from the emotion. But apart from that, it's also the speed at which the bot is talking or the person is talking, also addressing it correctly if it is a human being, like the example I gave earlier. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so this is very relevant because I used to be a filmmaker before for 6 years, and I made a lot of films. So I think it is a huge boost for content creators as well. So being a sci-fi fan myself, there was a lot of struggle in trying to express my thoughts, storyboarding it, communicating it, whether it comes to AdWords or commercials. So you don't have to have the technical skill set to be able to communicate to a cinematographer or say a producer, or even if you're working in a marketing team, to your designer. That just becomes a lot easier because your visual strategy can be created within seconds. So that also creates major challenges because now since everybody can do it, people need to pick up the pace. Also affects jobs as well. But I think it also creates a lot more new jobs because, like I said, prompting and communication is going to get bigger, which is why these softwares have to be more sophisticated in emotional AI. So it's a massive boost for creators and marketers like us as well. But I think shifting your specialization into talking to this AI and making it smarter will start becoming a lot more important for content creators. How to use it, leverage it the right way, essentially.